historical context of the workshop was actually inspired by Analupa and also by their interest is actually throughout the dialogue between students and practicing artists. And the purpose of the dialogue is that it will inform the practicing artists to know where the rules are. And at the same time, for the students to be inspired by current issues and practices of contemporary art. And unfortunately, once the Bible died, and the father of Ateneo also died, so they were not able to have a second edition of this workshop. So what happened is that Ateneo Art Gallery, in collaboration with the high school and grade school, so we want to complete this good idea. And the title of their workshop is Story of Shape to the Shape. And according to Tanalopa in art workshop 8, shape is both a noun and a verb. As a noun, it is included in visual art. A two-dimensional space that becomes an area used by a line, color, or texture. And as a verb, which I'm more interested in, because I'm more of a process artist, so it implies well. And this particular context, we tap into this context because we want to cultivate ideas. And as teachers and artists, we communicate ideas to our students. And hopefully will help our students think, okay? Not just give them information. And the theme of the workshop, which I appropriated from the Story of Shape, is coming from two curators. The first one is a German curator based in London. He's a curator of a certain time gallery, Hans Ulrich Chris. He launched a project called Unveiled Rose. He invited 107 artists to share with him unfinished projects and ideas and kind of explore why were these projects unfinished or undeveloped. And there's a lot of wealth of ideas from the reasons why and the engagement of artists. I'll show you some of their projects. And there's another group who appropriated the idea of Hans Ulrich Chris, and it's an online project called Unrealized Projects. To continue with the title, because how many of us have good ideas and they're not being shown in public or in the gallery? The second, because when I came back, I really hope to have a return show. And because of time constraint, I was able to do it this year, so it will be next year at the Artist Museum. And when I had a conversation with Patrick Flores, the director of Artist Museum, he asked me a question which struck me. And he said, what do you want to expand? What do you want to expand your exhibition ideas? And these two ideas of unveiled or unrealized project and expansion, they're quite connected. And I found that making contextual journal is a way to bridge this expansion and unrealized ideas. I did my study in Liverpool University, and their creative practice is an MFA, but in the UK, they have not diverted from an MFA just for finance. It's now a creative practice where I was with performance artists, I was with painting students, I was with services, and I was part of the sculpture department because my work is installation. So, and it's now into a program called Masters by Creative Practice. So it's an interdisciplinary approach to practice studies. You might be interested to take it for your further studies because it's only 1 year before you don't take it full time. And some of the artists part of the 107 list, Jonathan Monk is a British artist, but practicing and lives in Berlin. His works are really minimalist and conceptual, and he wants to propose to relocate the pyramids of Gaza to establish marketplace. So he's an mediocre artist. Quite impossible, but it could be done. And I think it's a commentary on how during the time of colonization and Britain would go to other countries and loot some of the artifacts, and then ongoing conversations about these feats taken from the Parthenon in Greece. Okay. So if you transfer artifacts from culture, conversation, in ethics. So I think that's the underlying idea of this one. The second one is a Chinese artist who's based in New York. And he's guy I don't know if you're familiar with his work. His famous work was he inked himself. So, and in series of photographs, you will see how his whole face is covered with ink. And his proposal was to have everyone on the planet learn their lives off ink. And according to him, we humans should give birth or rest. That to return to the universe, dark, quiet, like the other planets. And I think this particular idea is adopted by Earth Hour. Yeah. But his radical idea is the whole world will shut down for a certain period of time. And this was actually proposed to the United Nations. So there's environmental concern, not just cultural appropriation of artifacts looted during the colonization period. Okay. And Sylvie Fury, she's a contemporary Swiss artist, and her works are like Andy Warhol, appropriating the adverts aesthetics. And she's interested in fashion. So her proposal was to install an outdoor T-shaped catalog. Eventually it was realized not exhibited outside, but in the museum. And Nancy Spiro, she's a feminist and an activist artist. She's one of the important key thinkers and artists in terms of feminism art. And her proposal was this: to use an Aztec quote, childbirth is our mortality, referring to women. We who are women, free is our battle. As a group choice slogan of 1996 part of that. She was able to realize it as a slogan. She was able to print it in the process. So different advocacies, different ideas, from cultural, environmental, even to propaganda. Some are realized, some are not realized, some are realized conceptually. Our objectives for this workshop, initially I was told by the interested about Asian art for typical art appreciation of truth. But I'm not so familiar with Asian art. If I were to talk about Asian art, I would be talking about contemporary Asian Christian art. Because I belong to this network of Asian Christian art appreciation. Okay. Whereas artists, we are trying to explore the Christian narrative and Asian perspective. Like an artist called Tachi, during the Mao regime was painting the portrait of Mao. In the morning at night he was painting the Child profile. And because of that, he was converted to Christianity after the Mao period. his work is really using Chinese iconography, but using Christian narrative. So you will see Jesus as just a lump of hair, and Mary would wear a Chinese attire. Interesting study. But my proposal for you, if it's okay for you, because this is a workshop and I'm a facilitator, I want to dictate something that you should like. One is to explore one's creative practice. Okay? We're all artists here in different ways. And we revisit our unfinished projects. That's why I asked Ateneo if we can bring your journals, sketchbooks. Okay? Maybe if you're not sure, it's in your mind somewhere. Okay? And to employ the use of contextual journal for your own personal use. Because I think for teachers, it's difficult for us to realize projects. And we have so many ideas. That's why for myself, I have my own journals every day. Simple ideas, underdeveloped ideas, just write it down. And if you have something fascinating, I've written a book, I have it, and comment on it. And it's also good for our students. Okay? Because in the contemporary landscape, it's not anymore techniques that we're struggling with. Because it's important to be able to execute your ideas well. But according to Damien Hirst, as a conceptual artist, if I have another artist or another craftsman that is able to translate my idea well better than I do, then I have to incorporate that person into my own practice. Okay? So there's a melding now of artisan and art, and in terms of the production of art. Okay? So this is not to discourage skills in terms of techniques in art. They're still important because if you have an idea, you have to realize it well. You have to execute a good idea for it to be a good art. Okay? You have a good idea, bad execution, silent. Okay? So for our students to cultivate, this is one thing that's not being piloted or being taught. And your contextual journal will show that the signal of these ideas, they germinate in my own investigation on this particular project. This is a whole journal just exploring stations of the cross. And I was fascinated with what happened in Vienna. And I was in the UK when it happened. And I was sort of, my only way to dialogue with what happened was the images taken by photographers. And I selected 15 photographs. And I sort of reflected on these photographs and found out many ideas on how to appropriate them as stations of the cross. And so it's important for our students to have that habit, okay, of contextualizing the work in their own person and what other artists are doing the same thing. And number 3 is to cultivate creativity through imagination and research. Because as the philosophers would say, if you have a question right now about life, about tragedy, then they ask for it. It's important to investigate what were their answers and what's your personal answer now, given the permutation of the same problem. So are we amenable to these proposals? Okay. And I'm sure your competence, you can do research collaboration. First part is you. Okay? I'd like to know you.